Before the achievements, before the celebrations, here's the work. Early mornings, late nights. Every challenge faced, every extra effort made.
Every victory starts with preparation.
We value leadership, resilience, and innovation. No victory without work. Because success isn't given, it's earned. Welcome to Adrian College.
Bulldog fans, remember to follow Adrian College TV on social media. For game highlights and campus events, you can catch it all on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and X at Adrian College TV. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch all our future streams live and support your Bulldogs.
Continue to take pride and learn from Asa Mahan's leadership today. Years of commitment to harnessing the power of creativity, ingenuity, community, and academic excellence.
I believe that if you get your degree, the world is going to feel like it's shrinking.
It's a snowy Saturday afternoon in Michigan as we ring in the new year. A top 5 nationally ranked matchup is set to commence between the number 4 Aurora University Spartans and your number 2 Adrian College Bulldogs. Hello everyone, my name is Alex Herman, joined alongside by Sean Whitmer. Happy to have you all here for the first game of 2026. This is going to be an absolute spectacle. 2 massive games over the next 3 days between these two teams. Of course, the first one being here, the second one over in Illinois. We've seen these two teams play each other before already back in November. That was an interesting series. We'll get to that in a couple of moments. But let's recap where we're at this point. Crazy to think we're already at the halfway point in this season, heading into the second semester of the 25-26 campaign. The Bulldogs 10-2-0 on the season, tied for first in the NCAA conference and number 2 in the national poll. So all things considered, doing a very, very good job right now. They're coming off a sweep with Hiram a couple of weeks ago. That was a 10-0 and 8-0 sweep where really they just dominated the entire series.
Yeah, and both of these teams, as we'll look at Aurora momentarily, both these teams are coming off of games or series quite like that where they were the overall favorite, expected to win the game, and they did exactly that. They handled their business, and that's what makes a championship quality team. You don't just beat the teams that are good, you do exactly what's expected out of you against the teams that are of the lower quality.
Notable too, Jackson Bernard getting his first NCAA college shutout. That was a 8-save shutout for him. So shout out to Jackson Bernard in the win for game number 2. Now let's talk about what's important for today. We've seen these two teams face each other earlier on in the season. That was on the road in Illinois. That was unfortunately a swept series, or rather a swept weekend for Aurora as they took both games. The first one was a 4-6 win and then a 1-0 win in overtime. Certainly a hard series for the Bulldogs while the season was young, but had a chance to talk with Coach Phillips recently, and he said that they learned a lot about that series, especially in game 1. You're heading into the second period down 3-0. You score 3 goals within the first 3 minutes of that period to tie the game up, and unfortunately, the bounces don't go your way to get the win in regulation. And then the second day, they bounce back and you fall in overtime, so it helps you a little bit, but the wins weren't there.
Yeah, and a lot of this stuff that we've talked about, it comes down to your netminder. Who do you have in net? Both teams played their top guy in both games, and we're going to see the same thing here today. Both of those goalies played great. Unfortunately, as you said, it was O'Donnell that just came out a little bit better.
Yeah, and of course, too, it's important to note today's game not necessarily important for the NCAA standings because they've already played their 2 conference games this season, but it does hold a lot of weight for the national poll, and especially the game tomorrow for the Bulldogs on the road in the standings. It helps you out a little bit more. The points are just a little bit different if you can pick up a road win.
Yeah, and as we talk about, of course, the 2 NCAA conference games, and then you move into the out-of-conference facing your conference opponent, something a little bit unique that we see in hockey, but it's something that they've done against Aurora the past couple years. No team has ever swept the other in this matchup between these 2 teams.
Well, we'll kind of shift our attention, too. I think it's important to note as well the next 4 games, not just the one today and the one on Sunday, but the 2 next week are really important for the Bulldogs coming up as well. They're going to be taking on Trine University on the road in Angola, and then the following evening they're playing the national development team. So I think the biggest question coming into this weekend over the next week and a half is this the biggest 4-game stretch of the season leading into the playoffs?
I think it's hard to argue against it being the biggest stretch of the season. As you mentioned, just a lot of big games coming up. This is where you're going to find out what quality of team you are. Are you the team that's going to step up to the moment, or are you a team that's going to crumble underneath it? If you do crumble in this week, how do you fix it going forward? If they happen to fall apart, it doesn't mean their season's over. They need to pick up the pieces and put the puzzle back together.
There's certainly a lot riding on the line here for today's matchup as we'll shift our attention over to the visitors in Aurora. They're also 10-2-0 on the season. Both of these teams have the same exact record. The only thing that separates them is the national ranking. The Bulldogs being number 2, Aurora being number 4. They're tied for first place in the NCAA right now. They're coming off a sweep of Hamline by a score of 4-1 and 5-3. Those are pretty big wins for them as well. And I think the biggest thing that they learned out of the last time they saw the Bulldogs back in November is this dog team is really good. They cannot take them lightly, but they also have to expect that the Bulldogs are going to come out really, really hard.
Yeah, and I think defending home ice is going to add that little bit of an extra element to this for the Bulldogs, as they don't like losing here. They like defending home. They like playing at home because the WOW Warriors get behind them. The fans in the stands get behind them. We have a new viewing area that's going to be able to add some elements to this as well. And the Bulldogs just always play better at home.
They sure do. And for me, looking at this Spartan team, there's 3 players that stand out to me. They're all upperclassmen. Hassan Ackle, Lucas Sedlicek, and Chase Broda. They combine right now for 32 points between the 3 of them. And in the past 4 years that I've seen this Aurora team and seen those 3 guys, they've really made life difficult for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and I think they're going to do everything they can to cause problems. If they're not scoring the goals, they need to block shots. They need to get the assists. They need to do the things in between the goals that are going to help this team win. On the other aspect of that, you have to protect your netminder. Him taking 61 shots in the series earlier in the season, or 64, mind you, and giving up, or 65, math's a little bit wonky, giving up 65 shots, 61 of which were saves, gives up the 4 goals. It's not something that you can have again. You don't want your goalie taking that many shots in a series. This being a game today, I don't think they want to see him making as many saves as he had to then.
It's going to be important for them to protect the net front because this Spartan team is extremely hungry. As we'll take a look at the starting lineups for this afternoon's contest. For the Spartans up on the forward line, it's going to be Jackson Kirk, Chase Schmidt, and Lucas Sedlicek, your 3 forwards. On the back end, Andrew Schultz, Giuliano Santalucia, and then in between the pipes, it's going to be the junior in Matt O'Donnell. For the Bulldogs, it's going to be the top line of Frank Tefelsky, Jake Swade, the captain, and Anton Sorensen. On the back end, Ben Loretto and David Clark, your starting D pairs wearing the A's on their sweater. And then in the net, there you see him on your screen, number 1, Ryan Piros. This is, I think also, you started to talk about it, going to come down to goaltending because both Piros and O'Connell are really, really good netminders.
Yeah, and taking a look at the save percentage from the series matchup so far, Piros enters this with a .881. O'Donnell on the other end, a .953. He's seen more shots, leading to more saves, of course, but at the end of the day, Piros gave up 5 goals allowed. O'Donnell only gave up 4.
It's going to be a certainly interesting game here, and the stands are already packed. Love to see that, even though we're on the holiday break still for the students. We got a packed house here at the Arrington Ice Arena. We're going to step aside just for a few short moments as we get the rest of the starting lineup on the ice. First period puck drop coming up at the AIA. Don't go anywhere. Alex Herman, Sean Whitmer. You're watching Bulldog Hockey on ACTV.
The diploma you will receive symbolizes your efforts and distinguishes you as a highly educated person, learned in the arts and sciences and prepared for a life of achievement and great accomplishment.
Adrian College has built something very special. You've created not just an academic environment, but a culture of physical excellence, discipline, and resilience. You've turned this college into a place where pushing the limits isn't the exception, it's the expectation.
We leave here with countless memories, loyal friendships, and moments that have shaped our character far beyond what we could have imagined when we stepped onto campus. So now, class of 2025, we've come a long way, and I know as we step into this next chapter, we'll step into a new exciting adventure. I know we will do so in faith, in confidence, and in gratitude. Thank you guys, and congratulations, Adrian College, class of 2025.
Adrian College is shaping the future of higher education and leading the way in innovation and excellence. Ranked first in most innovative schools and second in best value in undergraduate teaching in the Midwest by U.S. News and World Report, Adrian College is recognized for its commitment to innovation, quality education, and affordability. Offering 71 undergraduate programs, 13 graduate programs, and a 1-to-15 faculty-to-student ratio, our students receive personalized attention and a cutting-edge education. With state-of-the-art facilities, 10 academic institutes, and 50 competitive sports teams, Adrian fosters growth both inside and outside the classroom. From small class sizes to championship-level athletics, we provide the tools and experiences you need to succeed. Join a community that prioritizes your success. Start your journey with us, where your potential is realized. Discover Adrian College.
Welcome back inside the Arrington Ice Arena. First period puck drop soon to be underway. Alex Herman, Sean Whitmer up here in the booth. Happy to have you all join us on the first game of 2026 on a snowy Saturday afternoon. This is going to be an absolutely massive tilt between these two sides. Aurora University, number 4 in the nation, and your Adrian College Bulldogs at number 2. Deadlocked at first in the NCAA conference. 20 minutes up on the score clock. Everybody gathered at center. Puck is dropped, and we are underway at the AIA. Bulldogs will take the opening face-off. It's Ben Loretto who will make the first play of the game. David Clark will skate it back towards his goaltender, and Ryan Piros as he dishes it off to his D partner in Loretto. This is shoveled up top for Sorensen. Sway driving in the net, lets a shot go, and it's just wide. There was a good back check there from Andrew Schultz, who might have got some contact on the blade of Swade as he went to go release that biscuit. Underneath the red line, turnover for Clark. Looking backhand, it's chopped away and deflected underneath the red line. Aurora looking to pick up the pieces here. Ham's ball. aside for Clark, who will gain the blue line and turn it over. This is punched out of the zone. Will Bowman, the first player to get there, as he'll restart things in his own end. Tipped by Tefelski. No icing as we'll continue on. This is picked up by Condor, who will send it to the near side wall. Fluttered back to the neutral zone. Chasing after is Brockman, who goes one-on-one with Bowman, who lays down a nice shoulder check along the glass. Some good early physicality from the junior and Will Bowman. Just about a minute gone into this one. This is up ahead for Summers as it jumped over the stick of Amsball. He'll chase it down with Condor in the near side corner. Speeding out of the zone, here's Hassan Ackel, one of the sharpshooters for this Aurora squad. Got to watch out for him when he's on the ice. He's taking a hard tumble behind the play. I believe that was Landry Schmuck. Saney will drop it off for Troon, who one-touches it right back to him. Looks to take a shot. He's taken out before he could release it. Back in the neutral zone, now it's Jake Code. Big hit along the wall from Malika as he smashed Jake Code into the high glass. This will pop up. Malika will stop it and skim it up the boards. It'll stay in by the play of Hallard, but it escapes the zone. Using some speed, there's Theo Troon. Sent back to the near side dot. Simon Diaz diagonally upward, trying to find Broda. Stopped on the boards. Piros out of his crease to play it. Sends it up the high glass as it rims around. There's a slap shot from Diaz. It's sticked away by Piros. Clark will step up to get in the way of a Spartan there in Jaden Davis. As Alec Lovasek takes the puck for a skate. Turns it over. Davis on the hunt. Here's Vellucci along the far side wall. Davis jumping into the play with him. Many gray horses. Back down low. Over for Clark. Drops it through his legs up to the left point. Now it's Santa Lucia who takes a look. His wrist shot deflected on a pad save made by Piros. Vellucci lost it in his feet. Many gray horses with a wrist shot. Santa Lucia again will dump it in, giving the Spartans enough time to change here. No whistles early on as we're 16:45 left to go here in this first period. That pass was sent to the slot and then turned over. Backstepping is Bowman.
Yeah, Tefelski wanted Vellucci there in the slot, just had it deflected before he could get it there.
Talking about no whistles, there we go for the first one of the day. Piros will put the glove on top of it, 16:32 left to go here in the first period. That was back and forth all over the place for that opening 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, and I think if you're the Bulldogs, it plays into your favor to have less whistles to an extent. Obviously, Piros covering that puck up there is to give them a little bit of a breather, but I think fast-paced hockey is going to play into the Bulldogs' favor here today.
This is slapped off the high glass and out. Jackson Hay hit into the boards by Tefelski. Swayed with a burst of speed as he's driving all over the ice. Bowman to play it. Piros will swing it around the boards and head back to his blue crease. This is popped out for Tefelski, then quickly over for Ohannison as it's turned over. Line rush for the Spartans. This is Sedlasek. Turns it over for Swade. Shielding will now go 1-on-2 with Jackson Hay. Swade to the outside right wing. Will shield on the backhand. Has to extend with his left hand as this is put off the end wall. Tefelski back for Jack Ohannison. Ohannison in the corner. Will get some free space and pinch it back for Amsball. Up top, Bannister lets one go. That's blocked by the shin pad of Brockman. Good look for Nathaniel Bannister, one of the freshmen who's had a standout season for the Bulldogs this year. Certainly assuming his role very well. Here's Chase Broda hugging the right side wall. He'll get free. Ackel to the middle, stopped by Piros and diving on top of it. That was certainly close for the Spartans, but Piros again will jump on top of that puck.
Yeah, Piros lost it there for a minute. He poked at it. Great poke check as we're going to see here in front, but then he doesn't know where the puck goes. Thankfully, Jacob blocked off Schmuck. Otherwise, we might have been seeing a self-rebound put in.
I don't think Landry Schmuck knew where the puck was either. He got spun around into a pretzel right in front of the net. Starting this play, it's Jacob Brockman, 5 minutes into this period. It's felt like much longer at this point as this is deflected into the Spartans bench. So we'll take the face-off in the neutral zone. Finally, we're starting to see some whistles here in this first period.
Yeah, they come in groves, don't they? We didn't see any for the first 3.5, and now they're just piling up at a rapid pace.
Spartans will dump this in. Piros being very active today outside of the paint. Will play that puck again as he dished it off of his backhand. This is deflected up into the protective netting. We'll take a stoppage again. 14:41 left to go here in this first period.
I think if you're the Bulldogs here, you just want to get this puck out of your zone. Do whatever you can to get that puck back into the neutral zone and play attacking hockey from there. You like Piros in net, but you don't want to see him start taking any shots.
Clark will swing it around the half wall. Loretto in the shallow corner. He's pressured hard, forced to make the play. The outlet to Loretto will squeak all the way out and almost gets behind Diaz as Saney was looking for the lead pass. Clark upwards for Lovasek. Played it on the backhand as he was turned around. This is dumped back in by the Spartans, and we rinse and repeat. Clark behind the net. We'll wait out Chase Broda, who decides instead he's going to skate back to the bench for a line change, and replacing him is Jaden Davis. Davis, of course, notable, had the overtime winner in game number 2 back in November. So certainly a player to watch this afternoon. Clark with a backhand that goes through the crease but makes no contact with Matt O'Donnell. Giuliano Santa Lucia wearing the C, dishes to Diaz as he'll flutter it in. Malika on the retrieval. Will start things off at his own blue line. Nienhuis can't complete the play. Here's a turnover in on net. Davis shut down by Malika, who just got back in the nick of time. A great back check from the upperclassman. Bowman scanning for Nienhuis. He's pinched into the boards by Santa Lucia. Another big hit with Deeb as he makes some contact. Deeb looking to the slot. Vellucci lets one go on one knee. It was blocked before it reached the net. Jacob with a wrist shot. It's blockered away up into the high netting. Matt O'Donnell seeing his first action of the afternoon.
You mentioned Davis coming onto the ice, and the freshman, of course, he had the overtime goal. He's also leading this team in goals and tied with 13 points on the season. He is having himself a phenomenal year.
Jaden Davis, the freshman from Vanderbilt, Quebec, Canada. Played his last season of junior hockey with the Rochester Junior Americans and the New Hampshire Mountain Kings. As Sedlicek was charging to the net, almost had a breakaway, will lose his lumber out of his hands as he's pressed hard into the boards. There's a cross-ice feed broken up by the stick of Sorensen as he'll head to the wall, trying to dish it out. Turnover in front of the net. There's a shot. Pad save made by Piros as smashed to the ground was Jackson Kirk. There's another one. Piros will keep that one out as he sticks it to the boards. This will bounce off the glass. Tefelsky played it out of midair, but he was over the line, so it's offsides. That would have been an impressive play if he was able to chop that down and keep it and try and get a rush.
How about Piros? Seen 4 shots already in this game, and he's made 4 saves. They haven't been anything flashy, but those are the saves you want to see out of your netminder. Keep it consistent and keep it simple.
Those are routine ones that are on the ice where you look to push it towards the corners with good rebound control, and to a T, Ryan Piros doing his job thus far. Amsbaugh couldn't make that play. Puck was too far behind him. Wheeling is Landry Schmuck. In on net. Save made. The rebound. Kick to the corner. There's another one from Piros as he's being tested. Spartans offense coming alive. as Amsball giving Ackle some hassling. Amsball to Summers. Who gets chopped on the stick. We'll dump this in. O'Donnell will play it on the forehand. Almost muffled the pass. Back in the neutral zone. It's Bowman. There's a 3-on-2 if the Spartans can figure out where they are. As this will ping pong around. Amsball will pull up and dump it in on the backhand. Time for some changes from the bench. It's Troon, Saney, and Lovasek, the new forwards on the ice. Ronay's shot just goes wide. In the corner, that's Amsball. Troon trying to muscle it out of the zone as it's tipped down by Lovasek. Lovasek to the left wing. A little pirouette backwards as he's hassled along the near side wall. Bulldogs trying to find some offense. They've had a difficult time sustaining any time in the offensive zone so far. Here's Saney from a sharp angle, shouldered away by O'Donnell. A great shot from Saney, looking to generate a rebound. Malika with Ackle on the wall. Two-on-two in the near side. This is flexed out as Troon can't complete the pass. We'll circle it back for Bannister. Now to Malika across the lane. A couple of good stick works from Jaden Davis as he almost took it away. This will jump over the stick of Condor as Saney will chase him down. Well, jackknife for the puck, but comes up empty-handed. Davis leading the rush. This is across for Vellucci, has Nienhaus with him. Vellucci to Deeb, lets it go. Pad save made by O'Donnell, kept it out. Great takeaway by Deeb as he's continuing the pressure. Bulldogs looking for a response for some of the offense from the Spartans. Nienhaus, the right-handed shot on the corner. Can't steal the puck as this is slid over for Many Gray Horses. Loretto maybe almost got away with a tripping call there. Over the line is Nienhaus, his wrist shot deflected up into the netting, and will stop play with 9:16 left to go in the first period.
And Loretto, I think he gets away with that tripping call because his body was so close to the Many Gray Horses. It's hard to call that a tripping because it also kind of looks like a hit from the official's point of view.
Offensive zone draw here for the Bulldogs. It's Swade who's in the circle. He's able to win it back for Loretto. He takes a scan. Looking at his pieces, Tefelsky's shot gets deflected off a skate. And the Spartans will take it downhill. Racing up the ice, it's Kirk. And the Spartans are offsides.
Spartans just moving a little bit too quick for themselves there, and the officials are right on top of it today, calling it fair and calling it close up and down the ice.
Just about halfway through this period. Aurora University and your Adrian College Bulldogs. The first game of 2026. Piros with a bad stick play behind the net. Almost cost his team, but taking it the other way is Tefelsky. 2-on-1. Tefelsky across. They can't complete it. Sorensen was wide open, but couldn't get the pass to go through the traffic. This is sent on net behind Piros. Banana on nets. Probably the best look so far for the Bulldogs on that 2-on-1. In the slot, that wrist shot wide. Piros taken out. No arm up. Bulldogs are irate on the bench. They were hoping for a call. They're not going to get one here. Swade with speed has Tefelsky behind him. Goes to the wing instead and lost control of it as Diaz stepped in front of him. Swooping in is Jacko Hannison. Hit hard into the boards by Lipset. Around the boards we go. Stopped by the blade of Schmuck. Up and out of the zone. Bannister at center ice will gain the red line and rip it around. Summers steps in, gets reverse hit by the big man. And Keaton Lipset, all of 6'7", 200 pounds. That's a big man to run into.
It's a moving brick wall out there on the ice.
There's a turnover in the slot. Amsbaugh to Summers. That shot goes wide. This is dumped down low. Stopping on a dime is Santa Lucia. Up to the wall. Breaking out are the Spartans. Connecting pass looking for Ackle. As taking a stumble is Jacob. Here's Ackle. Dishes it low. Can't handle it is Brockman. Summers from a dead area. Santa Lucia will pitch it back. Now it's up for Amsbaugh, who needs to take some space. He's off to the races. And getting to him quickly is Chase Broda. A veteran play from the junior. Heavy slap shot as the whistle's being blown by Troon. I don't think they'll count that as a shot. But that one had some mustard on it. And some words being exchanged after the whistle.
No, and I normally you'd see the team get all over top of the player that takes a shot post-whistle. However, that was
on
a
top
split
of second, yeah. That whistle was going as his stick was already hitting the ice. So coincidental, but I'm sure somebody will say, hey, man, don't do that. Lovasek to the middle, sticked away. Saney the rebound, a backhand. It's stopped by O'Donnell, a left shoulder save. Got the first and the second in tight. Loretto for Lovasek, taking a peek around blue sweaters to Clark in the neutral zone. We'll rotate it to the left corner. Schultz will pitch it around. It's stopped and handled by Ronay. This is tipped up in the air. No high sticking call as Troon is locked up in front of the Spartan bench. Flipped up in the air. Loretto will hunt it down. Right behind him, that's Chase Broda. Clark to the wing and Loretto. Up for Nienhaus. Stops with many gray horses right behind him as he sends a shoulder right to his chest. Nienhaus to the dot. Here goes Davis with speed up the right wing. Gets double teamed by Nienhaus and Bowman, and some stick taps for the hit along the half wall. Bowman goes around for Nienhaus. Long shift for number 10 as he'll look to get some changes momentarily. Bellucci to the middle. 5:33 left to go in this first period. Even play on both sides. Many Gray Horses loses it as he looked to make the simple play. Bellucci on his backhand will go around. Deeb is right there to find it. Gets hugged from behind by Hay. As Tefelsky will send it back to the point in Bannister. He'll look. The shot gets blocked by a stick of Many Gray Horses. Deeb to the left side, face-off circle. It'll slide through the feet of Tefelsky. The Spartans will take it back to the right. Schmidt will throw it towards the net, and Piros will stop it. First with the backhand and then gloving it down for the whistle.
It's been interesting to see both of these defenses really neutralizing some of the better offensive players for both teams. We haven't seen Amsbaugh really be a big impact on these first 15 minutes. We haven't seen Ackle. We haven't seen Davis. We haven't seen any of these bigger names for both of these teams be big impacts on this game.
I think a lot of it, too, is the feeling out process between two high-caliber teams like the Bulldogs and the Spartans as we get a 3-on-2. Rushing it down, Tefelsky will go down low. But to finish my thought, it looks like, too, for the most part, both benches are rolling all four lines. So everybody's getting their ice time. Everybody's getting their touches. Nobody wants to give any sort of space just as yet. Nobody's going to take chances as well. Up ahead, it's Swade. Will find Sorensen. Lets a shot go. That's wide to the blocker side of O'Donnell as it'll vacate the zone. Clark will receive a feed from Loretto and give it right back. Up ahead is Sorensen, who touches it up. No icing as O'Donnell will play it on the forehand to a waiting Landry Schmuck on the boards. In front of the Spartan bench, this will turn into a 2-on-2. Backhand for Brockman, and his wrist shot blocked by a shin pad. Amsbaugh has Ackle in front of him. This will reach all the way to Summers. Just misplayed it as he'll cut to the middle, looking forehand, poked away from him by Ackle, and another turnover. Here's Hassan Ackle, 2-on-1, Bowman in the middle. Ackle dishes it, and a sliding play by Bowman. A great heads-up play by number 5. as he likely just took away what could have been an easy goal for the Spartans.
Yeah, watching it again, Bowman just does a good job. He almost okey-dokes the offensive player, skating back towards the middle and then sliding in reverse right back in front of Ackle's shot. Not much you can do there. And touching on your point from earlier that we've seen all 4 lines, we've seen both extra skaters in this contest as well, as Julian Jacob and Keaton Lipset are both listed as the extra skaters for tonight's contest.
It's unusual, too, because Julian Jacob is not a guy that you normally see in that extra skater position. He's either on the first pairing or second pairing of the D-line, so maybe some strategy here today from our head coaching staff in Adam Phillips and Carter
Also
Clark.
interesting, both coaches going with defenders for their extra skater positions for today's contest.
That shot was sticked away by Piros. It's Troon who will extend the stick, tries to get around Hay, but loses steam as he can't catch up. That's blocked by Saney as he got away. He'll Superman dive, swipe that towards O'Donnell, and another freeze. 3:01 left to go here in the first period. This has been as close as ever, and really what you expected from both of these sides. There's not an inch of free space for either team to work with.
I'd say the only thing that might have been a little abnormal is the amount of shots on goal Bulldogs have given up so far in this contest, as giving up 7 and only getting 4 yourself is not something you usually see out of this Bulldogs team.
Julian Jacob will make the play in the middle. Troon will look towards the net and dish it back for Bannister. His high-rising shot wide to the blocker end of O'Donnell. Jacob will jump off his assignment and play it in the corner, swaps with Lovasek as they'll change back. Jacob turning to a defender and Loretto back to a forward. This is launched out of the offensive zone. No icing, or rather it is called there. I thought it was going to run out of space. And I think it's Simon Diaz who's talking to the ref too to say that really shouldn't be icing, but maybe we'll take the face-off at center ice.
I think he's trying to say Davis had him. Davis was in close enough position that should not be the call. And
normally the icing is predicated on how fast the puck is sliding down the ice and where it reaches on the hash marks, but also who's first to it. And the Bulldogs were definitely there, but I figured if it didn't hit the red line that maybe they would wave it off just because it didn't have the momentum. But officials deciding otherwise, and good for the Bulldogs. They have an offensive zone draw. It's tied up on the circle. Swade is interlocked with Rock Truman. Davis finds himself in a battle with Clark, who shoves him off the puck. Bulldogs getting to work along the wall. Shot goes high and wide of Piros. Now off the glass and out. And they're going to say this touch to protective netting, so another halt in play. 2:07 remaining here in this first period.
if you're the Bulldogs here, you really need to start getting some shots going. Every shot that they've had has been blocked, or they're just fanning on them up and over. It's abnormal for the Bulldogs offense to be missing on some of these shot attempts.
And it's interesting, too. Both sides have 14 attempted shots, but the Bulldogs only have 4 shots on net, like you were mentioning, and the Spartans, 50% on their shooting at 7 shots on goal. But a lot of that comes down to, I think the Spartans are doing a great job at stepping up and blocking pucks. They're right in the middle of the lanes. It can always get a little scary for a goaltender not to have full eyes on the puck, but they're doing a good job here so far. Here's Deeb with a steal in on net, shoots and stopped by the shoulder of O'Donnell. That might have popped under his mask there as it looked like it just dropped out of his chin.
Well, as you mentioned, it's scary not having full eyes on a puck. He had full eyes on that one as it got ripped by Deeb.
It's a hard shot take, too. He was off balance on one foot, and that could have been a squeaker that got over the top of the crossbar.
Yeah, it still looked like it had quite a bit of power in it, too. Just showing the level of talent Deeb has.
That's another guy, Lucas Deeb, who's had a great season so far to start his career with the Bulldogs. 5 goals and 2 assists for 7 points through his 10 games, now his 11th. That's not so bad for a youngster.
No, and it's interesting because this Bulldog team brings in players and they just impact the game so much so early on in their stint with the Bulldogs, whether they transfer in or they've been here since their freshman year.
I had the chance to talk with head coach Adam Phillips. One of the things that I asked him was, were there any freshman players that were surprises to him at this point in the halfway of the season? And he said, honestly, not too much, because everybody has done what we've expected them to do and more, which for a coach and even as a team, that's a really great thing and leads all signs to positive things ahead. Here's Ackel on the backhand as he's hit hard into the boards. This is going to draw a call, and the Spartans are going to get a late power play to rout out the end of the first period. And we get some fisticuffs after the whistle as well.
Yeah, and thankfully, Ackel got up okay, sprung right back to his feet. It was a very scary hit, as we see it here again.
Right to the numbers. Like you said, luckily Ackel had his hands out in front of him to protect him from the boards. Otherwise, if he had not really been anticipating the contact, that could have been very scary. So I think they're going to call this as boarding. I didn't see the signal, but it is a minor penalty for 2 minutes. 45 seconds left to go here in this first period. The first power play of the day belonging to Aurora. Their power play operating at 25.9% on the season. And the penalty kill for the Bulldogs at 87.0%. So we'll see what we get. As Jake Code will take it, lets it go. That's through a sea of blue, but never reaches the net. Santa Lucia will get it back. There's another delayed call on the play. Spartans are going to go 5-on-3 as they take it back to the neutral zone. Ackel will soccer kick it, and it's stopped. The slap shot will go the full distance of the ice. And I want to see what the call was here because I couldn't fully see what happened. Swade is going to go to the box here. And he's looking for an explanation. They say it's a cross-checking call. As you see the frustration from the captain. Will give the Spartans a massive opportunity late in this first period. And of course, there's no scoring in the next 22 seconds. The Spartans will take 5-on-3 into the second period. Bulldogs with a good clear to get it all the way down the ice. Stopped by O'Donnell. 12 seconds left to go in the period. Maybe one more rush for Aurora. It's Santa Lucia who will take it up the left wing with speed. They're offsides. And that will go into the heavy favor of the Bulldogs. 7.2 seconds left now in the first.
First matchup between these two teams had 10 total goals in it. Only one was a power play goal. It did come from Hassan Ackel. There were 2 shorthanded goals in that game as well. One from Ian Amsball, one from Nathaniel Bannister.
And that was that second period that was massive for the Bulldogs. They were down 3-0 to start that frame and came storming all the way back. 3 goals in just about 3 minutes. As we get the horn sounding the end of the first period through 20 minutes of regulation play. No scoring from either side. But again, Aurora will start the second period with a 5-on-3 power play for 1 minute and 15 seconds. And then just about another 13 seconds of power play time on 5-on-4. Honestly, there were a lot of good things from both sides. It's hard to critique either side, really. No scoring. The defense was there, playing man coverage. Everybody was doing the simple things right, and that's why you're still tied up at zeros.
Yeah, and I think if you're the Bulldogs, I've said it multiple times, you need to get better shots. But also now, you need to kill off these penalties. You are going in 5-on-3. This works in favor of you getting that break. Coach Phillips gets to talk to his guys, make sure they understand the strategy at hand. But it works in favor of Aurora as well because they get to really harp on what their 5-on-3 strategy is going to be, almost as if they took a timeout, but they get even more time. 15-minute break to talk through the 5-on-3 game plan and what is going to look like for the second period.
I think one of the things potentially that the Bulldogs could look to do, and we started to talk about throughout the course of the period, is they got to get some more shots on goal here. And not for nothing, they're only down by 3. The shot's 8-5 in favor of Aurora, but they got to hit the net here and figure out how to hold the puck on in the offensive zone, because it looked like for parts of that period it was a little bit of a struggle.
Yeah, and a lot of those shots are either getting blocked in front, which would likely go as shots on goal, or they're being shot up and over, wide left, wide right, whatever it may be. If you're shooting it on this Bulldogs team and you're not even coming close, that's when the problem ensues. If it's getting blocked in front, if it's something like that, I don't think Coach Phillips is going to be as upset about things falling that way.
Well, we have a lot more hockey to come up over the next 40 minutes. Still tied at 0, looking for our first goal of the afternoon. A top 5 ranked matchup in the national polls. It's the number 4 Aurora University Spartans and the number 2 Adrian College Bulldogs. Alex Herman, Sean Whitmer up here in the booth. We'll step aside for our first period intermission. Second period coming up after the break. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Bulldog Hockey on ACTV.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to all of our alumni and friends and people who've been involved with this college over the last year. You know, we were going to do our holiday message from the warmth of my office, but you know, it was such a beautiful day outside, chilly, but it just seemed like the Christmas season look out here. And so we wanted to let all of you know that the last year has been terrific. You have been a great gift to us, from the new dome that we have on campus to a freshman class of 600 students, retention at 90%, even Giving Tuesday, which has gone through the roof over the last 10 years, has made all of this possible. And so we thank you. We wish you a happy and safe and restful holiday season. And we certainly hope to see all of you on campus in the new year. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Bulldog fans, remember to follow Adrian College TV on social media. For game highlights and campus events, you can catch it all on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and X at Adrian College TV. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch all our future streams live and support your Bulldogs.
The Adrian College Media Production House provides opportunities for students to learn and grow live on the airwaves, just like Matt Kibbe.
I've gotten a chance to create a relationship with coaches and teams and learn more from people instead of trying to teach myself something. Got an opportunity to expand my knowledge of sports, hone in on my skills as a broadcaster, and learn about equipment in different ways. You get more of a connection with professors as well.
Providing opportunities, growing leadership. The Adrian College Media Production House. Thanks for tuning in.
You stand today, students, on the threshold of a magical time in your life. A time of significant growth and introspection, self-awareness, challenge, and great opportunity. A time that you will always look back on.
This is the Arrington Bookstore at Adrian College, the place to get game day ready, represent your clubs and organizations, and be Bulldog proud. With a wide selection of merchandise and a smile at every visit, stop by inside the Kane Student Center to pick up your Adrian College wares and make it another great day to be a Bulldog.
I'm a special ed social worker.
And I'm a third-year public affairs major.
I'm an action filmmaker.
Jevi is like a consolidated platform where I could have focused information in a couple swipes.
You can be another small voice that adds to a beautiful space. That's what I'm here for.
One-on-one battles lead to unit battles, which lead to team battles, and then a big victory at the end. Nothing different today than what you do every day, all right? Love you guys. Win on three. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Let's go.
Hi, I'm Aubrey Morgan, the current student government president here at Adrian College. I chose Adrian College because of the campus size. Campus feels like a fun, energetic community where everyone knows each other. If you want to see what Adrian has to offer for you, you can schedule an in-person visit at adrian.edu/campus-visit.
Adrian College is a private liberal arts institution known for its diverse academic programs, strong emphasis on experiential learning, vibrant campus life, and commitment to fostering a supportive community. Want to visit Adrian College for yourself? Visit our website at adrian.edu/campus-visit.
Are you looking to become a future Bulldog and get recruited by Adrian College? Do you display characteristics of tenacity, drive, and determination? With over 50 teams on campus, there are plenty of opportunities to further both your athletic and academic career. For all recruiting inquiries, head to www.adrianbulldogs.com and click on the Recruit Me tab at the top right of your screen. Your future with the Bulldogs is closer than ever.
Before the achievements, before the celebrations, there's the work. Early mornings, late nights. Every challenge faced, every extra effort made.
Every victory starts with preparation.
We value leadership, resilience, and innovation. No victory without work. Because success isn't given, it's earned. Welcome to Adrian College.
These students who have worked so hard to achieve what so many never achieve. This evening you join the select company of people who hold a baccalaureate degree
or a master's degree. You join a privileged group of individuals, a minority of persons in this country, and an even smaller fraction from around the world who have had both the opportunity to pursue higher education and the intelligence, discipline, and determination to reach this goal. You should be very proud.
I will unquestionably miss being an Adrian College Bulldog. I will miss the pink flowers that light up the campus each spring, the dining halls that prompt exchanges of, "How's your day been?" after a long day of classes, and the sporting events that fill students with pride. I will miss the way this campus instantly feels like home each time I set foot on that Bulldog mile.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
If there was one word I was going to use to describe the communication arts program at Adrian College, it would be unique. Students find themselves on the radio, in front of and behind the camera, and directing their own programs. Students learn in a personalized environment that sets them up for a world of opportunities. Are you ready for your moment in the limelight? Learn more about the Rush Communications Center and Adrian College's communications program by visiting adrian.edu today.
Looking to become a future Bulldog and get recruited by Adrian College? Do you display characteristics of tenacity, drive, and determination? With over 50 teams on campus, there are plenty of opportunities to further both your athletic and academic career. For all recruiting inquiries, head to www.adrianbulldogs.com and click on the Recruit Me tab at the top right of your screen. Your future with the Bulldogs is closer than ever.
Before the achievements, before the celebrations, there's the work. Early mornings, late nights. Every challenge faced, every extra effort made.
Every victory starts with preparation.
We value leadership, resilience, and innovation. No victory without work. Because success isn't given, it's earned. Welcome to Adrian College.
Adrian College is shaping the future of higher education and leading the way in innovation and excellence. Ranked first in most innovative schools and second in best value in undergraduate teaching in the Midwest by U.S. News and World Report, Adrian College is recognized for its commitment to innovation, quality education, and affordability. Offering 71 undergraduate programs, 13 graduate programs, and a 1:15 faculty to student ratio, our students receive personalized attention and a cutting-edge education. With state-of-the-art facilities, 10 academic institutes, and 50 competitive sports teams, Adrian fosters growth both inside and outside the classroom. From small class sizes to championship-level athletics, we provide the tools and experiences you need to succeed. Join a community that prioritizes your success. Start your journey with us, where your potential is realized. Discover Adrian College.
Welcome back inside the Arrington Ice Arena. A snowy Saturday afternoon, or rather snowy Friday afternoon. I just got my days mixed up. I thought we were in the weekend already. Alex Herman, Sean Whitmer up here in the booth. Happy to have you all rejoin us here on ACTV. 0-0 in this top 5 ranked matchup between the Aurora University Spartans and your Adrian College Bulldogs. Nobody could find any scoring in that first period, but there were a lot of good plays, some close chances, and all around good hockey. But I think the important thing to start this second period, Bulldogs are on a 5-on-3 penalty kill for the next minute and 15 seconds, leaving the Spartans a massive opportunity to try and open up the scoring this afternoon.
Yeah, and it was the first 2 penalties of the game were right there at the end. we didn't see very many whistles, let alone penalties throughout that first period. No goals, as you mentioned. There really wasn't much to talk about. Some good hockey back and forth, fast-paced, exactly what we expected to see out of these two teams. Still waiting for someone to scratch the scoreboard first.
And it's just a matter of when. We know it's going to happen. Both of these teams have shooters that can get the job done and have hot sticks who are on point streaks right now, goal streaks as well. It's just a matter of when. And I think on top of that, the biggest test for each side is how are the Bulldogs going to get behind Matt O'Donnell and how are the Spartans going to get behind Ryan Piros?
Yeah, I think the Bulldogs, Ryan Piros in net is such an anomaly for this Bulldogs team in the sense that they trust him so much and they have that ability to trust him to make the phenomenal plays. The anomaly part comes from the fact that I don't think they block enough shots. That's not something you'd expect to say for this Bulldogs team. In this game, they're neck and neck in blocked shots. But on the season overall, just about every game we go into, you look at the stats coming in, and they are trailing the opposing team in blocked shots by 30, sometimes 40 blocked shots. It adds to the testament of how good this offense is, how much time of possession they have in the offensive zone. But when it comes to these close games where blocked shots could be the difference maker, are they going to be able to lay out for their netminder? And they've been able to do that today.
I think it speaks to their program, too. Both of these organizations very familiar with having quality goaltenders. Of course, the Bulldogs had Dershawn Stewart for the past number of years. They had Nick Tallarico before that and Cam Gray, who would help them win a national championship, as that early shot is blocked by the stick of Malika. And on the other side, the guy that we saw for the past couple of years for Aurora was Jacob Musatelli, who at one point was playing at the University of Maine in NCAA Division I play, and he was a standout for the Spartans as well, now playing in the professional ranks. Dershawn Stewart as well over in England with the Coventry Blaze. And I believe Musatelli somewhere down in the Southern Professional Hockey League, the SPHL, so not a bad destination for him. But every year these teams are able to find quality players, and if a goaltender graduates or they're not with the program anymore, it's not difficult for these sides to be able to find somebody to replace them. Still continuing 5-on-3. We resume play here at the AIA. Second period action here this afternoon. There's a shot from the point, tipped in front, deflected, and that finds the back of the net. A power play goal for Chase Schmidt. And just about a minute into the second period, the Spartans have the first of the afternoon.
Exactly what we talked about, right? The Bulldogs netminder, Piros, he plays so good, and he plays it to his left where the shot is coming from. It's the rebound opportunity, and Schmidt's just sitting right there with a easy opportunity to put it in the back of the net.
And that was baseball batted out of midair as well. Not something that's easy to do with that kind of commotion in front of the net. And I mean, Piros made the first stop. The rebound was in the air. There's not a whole lot that you can do if somebody's taking a swing at it.
No, and that puts Schmidt tied with 13 points alongside Ackle and the freshman in Davis. His 6th goal on the season pushes him to second, standing all by himself at that spot now. Was previously tied with Ackle, Sadlicek, Truman, and Code.
Also now tied for the top point spot with 13. They have 3 guys now tied in that position. There's a one-time drive from the top by Davis, blockered away by Piros. Diaz off to Davis. He'll take a look. Toe drag move to the middle. No shot there. Turning on a dime. That was Broda, but it was blocked in front. It gets popped out by Swade, who's free from the sin bin. We'll give Condor some stick work as Davis will jump around a hit from Swade. Airlifted into the corner. O'Hannison will rush after the puck. Plays it on his forehand and will skate it up center ice. O'Hannison leading the rush. Bellucci across. Could have taken the shot there, but the pass was intercepted. Speeding down, this is Schmuck to the middle. Wrist shot blocked. laying down the body. That was Vellucci who got in the way. Schmuck will go around for O'Hannison to Clark. Up to the dot. So go around for Schmuck. Piros will stop it. O'Hannison. Condor will stop this on the wall in front of the scoring table. Ankle will drop it off for Brockman. He's in on net. Can't find a shot taken out, as it was O'Hannison who was sliding on the ice like a penguin. Schultz will throw this in. Piros faked forehand, went backhand. Now it's Clark who will take a look over his left shoulder and rotates this deep into enemy territory. Wrist shot from an angle goes wide. Clark will stop it before it exits the zone. Opens up. This will bounce off the boards. Putting the glove down is O'Donnell, and another whistle. 16:44 left to go here in the second period.
Troon took a pretty big shot there on that play. Looked like it was Andrew Schultz who just caught him right there next to the net, pushing him away from trying to get that puck free and maybe creating another opportunity for the Bulldogs offense.
So our official scoring for that first goal from Aurora, Chase Schmidt from Giuliano Santa Lucia, and Chase Broda. Of course, Broda, one of the three guys that we talked about in our pre-show that we always know play the Bulldogs exceptionally well. And must have heard what I had to say over the air and decided to deliver. That shot from outside the blue line is gloved by O'Donnell, as he'll hold it again. The smart play not to play it, as he had some pressure heading his way.
Especially smart now because you're playing with the lead. As long as you don't give one up, you're going to win the game. That's the mindset you have to play with at this point in the game.
Am's ball forced onto the wall. This will pop over everybody's head, and picking it up is Ronay, as he's absolutely blasted by Jacob. Big hit from number 44, Julian Jacob, who's not afraid to lay the body as he gets another return from Connor Ronayne. Summers knifing for the puck, can't steal it just as yet. Bannister will flip it in on net, paddled by O'Donnell as he pushes it away. Peeling out of the zone quickly, that's Jake Code with the puck. He's taken out by Jacob, was looking around maybe for a call, but I don't think we're going to get one. Am's ball, back for Bowman, now Malika. Launched over. Here's some free space for Amsball, and they're going to call this offsides. Amsball didn't see it as we get some extra action after the whistle. If that wasn't called down, Amsball would have had a quick bid towards the front of the net. And Jackson Kirk coming in and checking up on Ian Amsball to let him know where he's at.
Yeah, and Amsbaugh shook off a couple quick cross checks there after the whistle. Could see him on the screen there, grimacing just a little bit, but seems to be okay, thankfully, for the Bulldogs, as he is one of their top players offensively.
Nothing he can't handle, and smart to keep his composure and not retaliate to back the other way. Malika, again, a high riser, is gloved down by O'Donnell. Easy save for him as he got eyes all over that one.
Bulldogs starting to get some offensive zone time and offensive zone pressure here as of late. They just need to create more offensive opportunities. The zone time's nice and all, but if you're not getting anything going in towards the cage, then what's it matter?
I think the way that you do that, instead of looking to shoot high, maybe put the puck below the waist, shoot for rebounds, pass off pad, trying to generate some bounces off the initial attempts. I mean, that's really what you saw in the goal from Aurora. Even though it was a little bit higher towards the chest, it was in an awkward area that wound up getting bobbled up in midair and then batted down and into the back of the net. So we'll see if the Bulldogs will take that into account as Loretto rushed the front of the net. Swade will slap one as this is sent up and out of the zone. A 2-on-1 now as Kirk will get over the blue line. A toe drag, gets around Clark to the front. Looking for it was Sedlicek, but never found the shot. Bulldogs need some life from the AIA faithful, and they're offsides again. As Deeb will go exchange some words with Lucas Sedlicek.
That is the third uncharacteristic offside for this Bulldog team, as the officials are calling it so tight to the blue line. Getting a shot of Julian Jacob there, who had that massive hit earlier, and as you mentioned, just exactly what you expect from Julian Jacob when he's on the ice. He's going to throw his body around and make physical contact.
I think it's possible, too, that maybe they made some adjustments after the end of the first period, because it seems like he's gotten a number more shifts than he did in that opening 20 minutes. It's possible that they swapped somebody out and put him in an actual D pairing rather than the extra skater position. We'll see when he gets out there who he's paired up with. But judging by him standing with number 22, Nat Bannister, I would say it's probably him. Because Malika is playing with Bowman now, which was not what was on our original line chart. So there definitely have been some changes made.
And we just seen Loretto and Clark, so that would push Ohannes into the extra.
Yep. So this is going to be a delayed icing call. Bulldogs were trying to get a change, and my prediction was correct. I don't really know why they called this, or this is the replay from before from Troon trying to get that one-timer. But hopping over the boards was Julian Jacob and Nat Bannister. They allow them to make the changes. 22 and 44, the D pairing now. Here's Davis at the top of the blue line. Will flutter it towards the corner. Taking a chop at it is Bannister. Pitch back towards the top of the circle. The wrist shot from Davis is sticked away by Piros. Around the yellow kick plate. Stopping quickly is Santa Lucia as he'll guide it back to the top of the blue line. Dropping and driving in the front. A backhand shouldered away by Piros. The rebound on the wraparound just goes wide. Santa Lucia steps into one, but fanned on the one-time attempt. Two good looks for Giuliano Santa Lucia. Here's a lead for Saney. He's all alone. The backhand not there. Was trying to find it, but again, Jaden Davis using the quick feet. Got a stick on that before the shot. Jacob takes a scan. His wrist shot blocked and popped up into the air. It will exit the zone as Clark will have to restart. Jacob trying to find Nienhaus through the feet of Truman as it's kicked towards the corner. Paused on the wall and cartwheeled out to the neutral zone. Clark to the boards and down. This will extend for icing as we take another whistle. 12:24 left to go here in the second period.
What a talented job as well to clear the zone with that little blooper into center ice. Not a very tall ceiling here in the AIA, and then with the banners hanging down and all the furniture up there, it's hard not to catch something when you send the puck airborne like that. Thankfully for the Spartans, it worked out in their favor, and then the Bulldogs get icing shortly thereafter.
You saw on the replay there, Santa Lucia was able to pick that puck up at the blue line. That's a play that the Bulldogs have to make sure that they prevent, not somebody that you want driving down. Even though he's a defenseman, he certainly can score, and he put the wheels on full display there as he saw some room and he decided to take it. Lipset will find it down low, and a good canceling play by Loretto, who's tied up. Deeb will rush the right side wing. Will get around Lipset, but shut down just seconds after. Clark is hassled, gives the puck up for Code on the left wing. He shoots, pad save made, the rebound kicked out. It goes to the bottom of the red line, and on his backside is Ryan Piros. And two big stops for number one.
Piros just sprawling out, doing everything he can there as he kicked that puck loose somehow, and then he traps it in between his legs on the second chance opportunity phenomenal job.
Cool, calm, and collected. Ryan Piros right now in net. Bulldogs still trying to tie this game up, find their first goal of the afternoon, and their first of 2026. Will Bowman ran into the boards as this is in front through the 5-hole on the one-timer. It's Jackson Kirk, doubles the lead for Aurora. This is an unfortunate play from start to finish, as I think Will Bowman runs into the official right here.
He does. He gets shoulder checked by the official, which leads to setting him up for a massive hit into the boards. Knocked the puck loose, and then they set everything going towards the slot for Kirk, who buried it home.
Jackson Kirk, his 5th goal of the season, 11 points now on his total. And the officials are also going to talk with head coach Adam Phillips for a second. I'm sure they were trying to argue maybe either a penalty for a hit behind or maybe some interference with the official, as there's a big response from Ian Amsball. Laid down the thunder on Blake Condor. Bulldogs bench again wants an icing call as this dump in is patted away by Piros. Long drive looking for Amsball. Sedlicek side swiped by Bannister as his stick popped out of his hands. Grabbing it is Schmuck. Hit hard by O'Hannison. Bannister will turn on that puck. Now the one-handed wraparound. There's a shot stopped by Piros. Tefelsky will skate it up center ice. Drops it for O'Hannison. Bobbled out of his reach. You see some of the physicality starting to pick up for the white, black, and gold. Piros to Bannister. Now it's Tefelsky on his own blue line. Will shovel it for Amsball. Walks in, shoots. It's gloved down as it was fluttering towards the net by O'Donnell. And Amsball getting some gloves to the face and trying to ask for some kind of call here, and I don't think he's going to get one, unfortunately.
Yeah, as I believe it was Santa Lucia in there, just having some words with him, and yep, that's exactly who it was. You also mentioned Santa Lucia earlier. Very talented at scoring from the blue line. He actually hasn't scored yet this season, but he had 10 goals last year, proving he can do it. It's just a matter of getting that stick hot and rolling.
He's a facilitator for sure. Sets up a lot of plays and helps out on the power play. And on that drive earlier, we almost saw him find the back of the net. Loretto up top is Swade. The wrist shot through the 5-hole. It's stopped and held on to just barely. Squeezing through the wickets is O'Donnell, and that was inches away from finding the back of the net.
It's a phenomenal look for the Bulldogs. Best look of the day for this offense. And it all comes from a kind of wild pass getting into the slot right in front of the crease. Just unable to get it through the 5-hole, as you mentioned. And I think that's one he wants back. He had a lot of open cage there to attack. He decided to go in between the legs, and it didn't work.
The other part, too, is he was pressured one-on-one there, so he didn't have a lot of time to get a shot off. As Swade's high riser again is gloved down, and a little bit of a staring match between Matt O'Donnell and Jake Swade. The intimidation factor, locked eyes, not breaking his gaze. Matt O'Donnell today stopping all 10 shots sent his way. Davis will replace Truman in the face-off circle as Tefelsky tries to win it. Pitched up to the boards, cross ice for Davis, who hops on his horse. Davis with a shot, caught Piros by surprise, but he was able to shoulder it away. Swade dances into offensive territory. He's taken out with a big hit and a second one, but it's reversed as he sent it on Truman. Saucer to the point. Bad pass as Clark can't handle it.
And he was begging for that pass. He wanted it so bad just a second earlier.
Saney jumps into the play, has Troon right behind him. Saney with a wrist shot, the rebound right there, but it flutters to the corner. Tefelsky around the boards, rotates left to right. Will skim the wall. Clark will jump up. Another big hit there by Loretto on many gray horses. Troon with a chop, trying to intercept. Leading it is Ronayne. Stomps on the backhand, will turn up ice. Now to the middle, picked off. Lovasek shoves it aside for Saney. A lot of hits here in the second period for the Bulldogs. There's 8:28 remaining in our second frame. 2-0. Aurora leading with a pair of goals here in the period. There are the Spartans. There's a shot blocker save made by Piros. As he saw that one all the way in, and I think that puck just got stuck all the way up in the rafters. Maybe it came down, I'm not sure, but yeah. You don't see that happen very often. It got caught up all the way up in the steel. It's not easy to do, too, because it's on a downward angle. You figure it would roll off, but that one's going to be up there forever.
I'm sure we could get it down.
Break out the old ladder.
Oh, no, I was just thinking we throw other things at it.
It's like when a basketball gets stuck on the rim when you're playing outside. Just like the old days. Nienhuis with a shot on Day. Underneath the red line. Bulldogs trying to find possession to set up in the offensive zone. Really just need to find something here. This is fed cross ice for Sedlasek, who speeds his way past Jacob. It's a nice shoulder check. Right to his shoulder. Quick shot. Gets behind Piros, but wide. See if this will clear the zone, and it does. Vellucci right there with Santa Lucia. Up ahead is Schmidt. Now Sedlasek to the wing. Trying to cross to the middle. Stick down was Jacob. So pop to the neutral zone. Ahead for Amsball, and Santa Lucia recovers nicely. Schmidt to Kirk, who gets behind Jacob. There's a wrist shot off the post. Stayed out by the right iron. And that was close to being a 3-0 game. Here's Summers with O'Hannison. Crosses it over, and it doesn't go. Somehow, it just popped wide. And the Bulldogs with another good look, but they can't cash in. My, oh my. There you hear the applause, too. Finally, the Bulldogs getting an icing call. The AIA faithful letting the officiating crew know.
Back-to-back big shots for both these teams. You have the one off the iron and then going the other way. The Bulldogs had all the speed and momentum in the world. It almost was too much as the quick feed and then a second chance. Unable to get it to go past what is becoming a brick wall in net.
O'Donnell had to slide across the crease really fast, and I think had that shot been on net, it was going to find the twine. But we stay with a 2-0 lead in favor of the visitors. So cross through the crease. Amsball will take the puck. Santa Lucia in reverse as he's got some pressure in front of him. Sedlasek operating in the neutral zone, trying to glove down the ground ball was Clark as he takes a hand to the back and is separated from the puck, but is still able to make the play. David Clark carrying, and look out, Brockman was coming across as this is fed to the middle for O'Hannison. Locked up along the wall, 5:50 left to go here in the second period. It's over the head of Clark. Slapped back for Tefelski. He'll get a return feed and go to the left side wing for Sorensen. He'll fake the backhand. Now it's Tefelski poked off his stick. And the Spartans doing a great job today at just pressuring the Bulldogs. Anytime they have the puck, there's a blue sweater on a white sweater. It's simple man coverage, but when you do it well, it's very effective. Malika, a short pass to Loretto. We'll reverse it back for Malika. Couple of stick checks, a turnover. Ackle trying to find Davis. As they're going to call this for a hand pass, and we'll take our face-off in the Bulldog defensive zone.
Yeah, if you're the Bulldogs, as you mentioned, the Spartans are playing great in man coverage. They're just sitting there. But what you need to do in that situation is you can't be stagnant on offense. You have to keep your guys moving away from the puck and cause the Spartans to run into each other. Do something that's going to get somebody free for an open shot, because as of right now, every single shot that they're taking, they have somebody marking them all the way down the ice.
O'Hannison forced into the corner by many gray horses. Malika flips it ahead for Sorensen. And there's a takeaway from Swade, who's got speed. Bobbled off his shin pad. Stops in the corner looking for the net front, but nobody was there. A little bit too late on the timing as he heads back to the bench with some frustration. And you can see it starting to wear on the Bulldogs a little bit. Just the bounces have not been going their way today. And it's starting to take over in their game just a little bit. Lovasek taken out. Back to the neutral zone, dumped in. Piros will stop it on his forehand. Plays it over for Malika. Off the boards to the neutral zone. Saney looking to bid for it. Through the feet of O'Hannison. Ronayne jumps over the line. And there's going to be a penalty here. And I think it's going to go against the Spartans. It's Chase Broda who's going to go to the box. 2 minutes for tripping. So just when the Bulldogs needed a shot in the arm, this is hopefully the adrenaline rush that they need.
Yeah, you mentioned none of the bounces really going in favor of the Bulldogs. That's frustrating in general, but especially when it's your first game back in so long. Obviously, they've been practicing, but they have not played a game of live hockey since December 12th, or 13th, mind you. That is such a long break to take, and then you step on the ice and nothing's going your way.
It's interesting, too, because got a chance to watch some of their practices earlier this week, and it looked like they were snapping the puck around well and doing the things that they should be doing to the fullest of their ability in their first couple of skates back, and just having a hard time getting going here today as the outstretched pass from Tefelski looking for Swade. Can't connect. But the Bulldogs to the power play here. They'll look to make something happen. Bulldogs power play so far this season, 32.7%. Clark to Tefelski. Wrist shot blocked in front. He'll follow up and grab his own rebound. Back to Clark up top. He'll take a wrister. That just goes wide, and the stick taps from the visiting bench. Clark across for Tefelski, and it jumped over the top of his blade. A give and go. Clark to Tefelski. Steps in. On the backhand, a great play. Tefelski will get it. It's blocked in front. The rebound right there. And it's held onto by O'Donnell. We have a pile up on top of the goaltender. And some extra action after the whistle. Oh, again, the Bulldogs were so close.
Yeah, and somebody you don't really want in a pile there is Lipset, the 6'7", 200-pound defender like you mentioned earlier. He's at the forefront of it with Swade, and while Swade might not be 6'7", he's definitely not going to shy away from that contact.
Yeah. He plays like a 6-footer too. He doesn't have the height. Swade's listed at 5'11", so he's got a number of inches in towering height under Lipset, but it's a guy who plays like he's 8 feet tall as the Spartans are able to clear this down immediately after the faceoff. Piros will open up to leave it for Ohanneson. And impeding on that play was Jackson Kirk. Has a goal in this game, the second of the second period. Scary play in front of Piros as there's a steal. Spartans will work it to the wall. It was Kirk who was 3-on-1 teams. Bulldogs running out of time. They can't get out of their defensive zone. 20 seconds left in the 5-on-4. Ahead for Ohanneson. A sloppy pass. Will push it back to the far side. Deeb looks off the boards for Summers. 5 seconds left as we get back to even strength 5-on-5 hockey. Penalty is killed, and Broda is out of the box. Piro to Ohanneson. Long pass up for Saney. Delayed offsides as this will pop out of the zone. Ohanneson, who's been out there for just about 45 seconds, is flexed into the boards. That's through the legs of Ackel. Tefelsky in the neutral zone. Sticked away from him. As here's a free break. Piros way out of his crease. Had to stop Ackel from getting a free breakaway. Tefelsky all by his lonesome. Shoots! Scores! Frank Tefelsky! The first of the day and the first of the new year. Bulldogs cut the lead in half.
And how about that? Frank Tefelsky had so many opportunities during that power play. He just couldn't get one to go. Right there, he finds himself unmarked. It almost looks like he takes a second to think, wow, I don't have anyone on me. He rips it. It goes into the webbing of the trapper, out and into the net. Frank Tefelsky just fired some life into the Bulldog faithful.
Tefelsky now second in goals on the team, right behind Patrick Saney's 9, but paired with his 9 assists at 17 points on the season. This sophomore certainly has some stuff as we've got 60 seconds left to go in the second period. And that's some momentum that you desperately need at this point in the game. Jacob was breakdancing on the ice as somehow he made that play happen. This is sent in on net, in and out of the glove of Piros. Lifted out, sent on net. Piros with a juicy rebound, but kicks it to the corner, now to the slot. Maybe one more rush for the Bulldogs. Swade will take it to the left wing, fakes the slap shot, gets the blue line, takes a stumble as he hit a rut in the ice. And his momentum stopped. Swade along the wall will rip it around the high part of the dasher. Stopped in the corner. Clark goes around. To the point, it's Loretto. Down low for Ohanneson, back for Loretto. Now it's Clark at the right point. Lets a shot go, blocked in front by Amsbaugh. 6 seconds now to Summers. His wrist shot, friendly fire off the shin pad of Ohanneson. One more in front, that'll bounce over some sticks. And that'll do it for 40 minutes of play. The Bulldogs get one back, but they're still trailing as they head to the third period, 2-1. After the second period of play, done with 40 minutes of regulation.
Yeah, and I think that goal coming so late after the power play was already over. Tefelsky had so many opportunities in the power play. You see him here rip that one, and it's almost like a sigh of relief for this Bulldog team, reminding them, well, it's a new year. We can still do what worked for us in the old year. Let's continue this momentum. Let's keep things growing, and let's try to build on this as we go into the final period.
Well, still a low shot total on the game, 19-11 in favor of the Spartans. And again, similar shot totals for the period for the Bulldogs. The first period they had 5. That second period they had 6 versus the Aurora's 8 in the first and 11 in the second. So still, I think the biggest thing that we have to talk about is Bulldogs need to find a way to spend some more time in the offensive zone for extended periods of time during this game. And on top of that, they need to start putting pucks on net, generate rebounds. Just can't see it on screen, but it looks like there's some extra words being exchanged in the hallway. Jake Swade was behind the bench barking at somebody, as I think everybody's going to get separated now and head back to their locker rooms. Something to keep an eye on. Boys getting fired up even when they're not on the ice, and that's good for them as well.
Yeah, as the Bulldogs have done a good job in this second period of action, they're late to really have some life going, but throughout that entire first 20 and then the next, I'd say about 15 minutes or so, the Bulldogs almost felt drained in this game. I'm thinking that goal from Tefelsky is going to swing momentum almost 180 degrees, getting things back in their favor.
I have to agree with you, too. That's a big goal at a stage in a game where it can almost feel like there's just dead air going on throughout the arena and on the bench, where as normally this season we've seen them high energy, high tempo, and struggling in this game, but having a goal from Frank Tefelsky, I agree with you, will likely set them up for a good effort third period. With that, 40 minutes of play done, 20 still left to go in regulation. A 2-1 hockey game in favor of the Spartans. We still have more action to come for the third period. Alex Herman and Sean Whitmer up here in the booth will step aside for the second period intermission. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You're watching Bulldog Hockey on ACTV.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to all of our alumni and friends and people who've been involved with this college over the last year. You know, we were going to do our holiday message from the warmth of my office, but you know, it was such a beautiful day outside, chilly, but it just seemed like the Christmas season look out here. And so we wanted to let all of you know that the last year has been terrific. You have been a great gift to us, from the new dome that we have on campus to a freshman class of 600 students, retention at 90%, even Giving Tuesday, which has gone through the roof over the last 10 years, has made all of this possible. And so we thank you. We wish you a happy and safe and restful holiday season. And we certainly hope to see all of you on campus in the new year. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Bulldog fans, remember to follow Adrian College TV on social media. For game highlights and campus events, you can catch it all on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and X at AdrianCollegeTV. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch all our future streams live and support your Bulldogs.
The Adrian College Media Production House provides opportunities for students to learn and grow live on the airwaves, just like Matt Kibbe.
I've gotten a chance to create a relationship with coaches and teams and learn more from people instead of trying to teach myself something. Gotten an opportunity to expand my knowledge of sports, hone in on my skills as a broadcaster, learn about equipment in different ways. You get more of a connection with professors as well.
Providing opportunities, growing leadership. The Adrian College Media Production House. Thanks for tuning in.
You stand today, students, on the threshold of a magical time in your life. A time of significant growth and introspection, self-awareness, challenge, and great opportunity. A time that you will always look back on.
This is the Arrington Bookstore at Adrian College, the place to get game day ready, represent your clubs and organizations, and be Bulldog proud. With a wide selection of merchandise and a smile at every visit, stop by inside the Kane Student Center to pick up your Adrian College wares and make it another great day to be a Bulldog.
I'm a special ed social worker.
And I'm a third-year public affairs major.
I'm an action filmmaker.
Jevi is like a consolidated platform where I could have focused information in a couple swipes.
You can be another small voice that adds to a beautiful space. That's what I'm here for.
One-on-one battles lead to unit battles, which lead to team battles, and then a big victory at the end. Nothing different today than what you do every day, all right? Love you guys. Win on three. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Let's go.
Hi, I'm Aubrey Morgan, the current student government president here at Adrian College. I chose Adrian College because of the campus size. Campus feels like a fun, energetic community where everyone knows each other. If you want to see what Adrian has to offer for you, you can schedule an in-person visit at adrian.edu/campus-visit.
Adrian College is a private liberal arts institution known for its diverse academic programs, strong emphasis on experiential learning, vibrant campus life, and commitment to fostering a supportive community. Want to visit Adrian College for yourself? Visit our website at adrian.edu/campus-visit.
Are you looking to become a future Bulldog and get recruited by Adrian College? Do you display characteristics of tenacity, drive, and determination? With over 50 teams on campus, there are plenty of opportunities to further both your athletic and academic career. For all recruiting inquiries, head to www.adrianbulldogs.com and click on the Recruit Me tab at the top right of your screen. Your future with the Bulldogs is closer than ever.
Before the achievements, before the celebrations, there's the work. Early mornings, late nights. Every challenge faced, every extra effort made.
Every victory starts with preparation.
We value leadership, resilience, and innovation. No victory without work. Because success isn't given, it's earned. Welcome to Adrian College.
These students who have worked so hard to achieve what so many never achieve. This evening you join the select company of people who hold a baccalaureate degree, or a master's degree. You join a privileged group of individuals, a minority of persons in this country, and an even smaller fraction from around the world who have had both the opportunity to pursue higher education and the intelligence, discipline, and determination to reach this goal. You should be very proud.
I will unquestionably miss being an Adrian College Bulldog. I will miss the pink flowers that light up the campus each spring, the dining halls that prompt exchanges of, "How's your day been?" after a long day of classes, and the sporting events that fill students with pride. I will miss the way this campus instantly feels like home each time I set foot on that Bulldog mile.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
If there was one word I was going to use to describe the communication arts program at Adrian College, it would be unique. Students find themselves on the radio, in front of and behind the camera, and directing their own programs. Students learn in a personalized environment that sets them up for a world of opportunities. Are you ready for your moment in the limelight? Learn more about the Rush Communications Center and Adrian College's communications program by visiting adrian.edu today.
The diploma you will receive symbolizes your efforts and distinguishes you as a highly educated person, learned in the arts and sciences and prepared for a life of achievement and great accomplishment.
Adrian College has built something very special. You've created not just an academic environment, but a culture of physical excellence, discipline, and resilience. You've turned this college into a place where pushing the limits isn't the exception, it's the expectation.
We leave here with countless memories, loyal friendships, and moments that have shaped our character far beyond what we could have imagined when we stepped onto campus. So now, class of 2025, we've come a long way, and I know as we step into this next chapter, we'll step into a new exciting adventure. I know we will do so in faith, in confidence, and in gratitude. Thank you guys, and congratulations, Adrian College, class of 2025.
I'm a special ed social worker.
And I'm a third-year public affairs major.
I'm an action filmmaker.
Jevi is like a consolidated platform where I could have focused information in a couple swipes.
You can be another small voice that adds to a beautiful space. That's what I'm here for.
Welcome back inside the Arrington Ice Arena. 40 minutes of regulation play done and over with. We still have 20 more to go as we wrap up the third period of the first game of 2026. Alex Herman, Sean Whitmer up here in the booth. Happy to have you all rejoin us here on ACTV for this NCHA, but out-of-conference game between the Aurora University Spartans and your Adrian College Bulldogs. A lively second period, all of our scoring coming in that middle frame. 2 goals for the Spartans, 1 for the Bulldogs. We'll go through our scoring summary. As to open things up, it was Chase Schmidt, a power play goal at 1 minute and 3 seconds into that second period, assisted by Giuliano Santalucia and Chase Broda. At 8:32, Jackson Kirk from Lucas Sedlicek and Chase Schmidt, who has now 2 points on the day, a goal and an assist. And then very, very late in that second period, 18:47, Frank Tefelsky, helped by Anton Sorensen, and Jake Swade. That goal, as we were talking about before the break, certainly going to be critical for the Bulldogs if they're going to try and build some momentum in this third period to tie the game up and hopefully take a lead and walk out with a victory, because they didn't have a whole lot of offense going in the first or the second, but hopefully a good sign for them for this third period.
Yeah, and I think if you're the Bulldogs, yes, you want to build on the momentum of that goal, but also you want to build on the momentum of, while they weren't getting a lot of shots, they weren't getting anything to really go for them, they were doing a great job playing physical up and down the ice, hitting the Spartans left and right. No matter what the case was, they were going to play physical in this contest. They've showed that. They've added the goal. Now we'll see if they can put it all together, continue to play physical, and continue to add to the score sheet.
I like the no back down attitude from the Bulldogs too. When they went down 2-0, immediately there was a response in a physical way, because they started laying down hits, and that's what you need to do. Let the other team know that you're still here, you're still competing, and you're locked into this game even though you might be trailing. If they can continue to do that, hopefully it'll give them some space to work with and hopefully tie the game up and jump onto a lead at some point in this contest.
And if you're O'Donnell, you haven't seen a shot since. The last shot he's seen was the goal given up.
And not for nothing, he did save that puck. It was in and out of the glove and kind of rainbowed over his shoulder and into the back of the net. So he was right there for the save, just didn't go his way. As we'll get 20 minutes back on the score clock, puck is dropped and will resume play here at the AAA. Bulldogs looking to start this period fast. Tefelsky will get a pass in the middle, off the boards. Clark pulled up. Thought he had time to go chase down that puck. Kirk is hassled along the wall and in the corner. As this will pop up for Swade. Clark stepping in, shoots, a blocker stop by O'Donnell. Good action for the Bulldogs to begin this third period. Here's Clark again. A shot, the rebound gobbled up by O'Donnell. It was off his chest and popped out, and again you see some physicality after the whistle. Good start for the Bulldogs in the third period.
Yeah, and that's the type of physicality you want to see if you're a Spartan fan. Protecting your netminder. He's laying out, diving for this puck, and everyone's poking at it.
Continuing on. So stopped in the corner just about a minute into this period. Lifted in the corner as it's paused on the half wall. Flipped out underneath the glove of O'Hannison. Off the boards and out. Summers back to the middle as slashing for it was Bannister. Came up empty-handed to the slot, off the boards. It's behind Tefelsky. He's got room. Tefelsky in. Pad save made by O'Donnell. Again, they left Tefelsky alone, and he almost tied the game. Another good look for Frank Tefelsky. Didn't have as much time as he wanted as it bounced off the backside of him as Sorensen with a backhand shot into the chest of the Aurora netminder.
Yeah, and Tefelsky, he just broke away so cleanly. It almost looked like he wanted to keep it as simple as possible and just hope O'Donnell was expecting something flashy. At the end of the day, O'Donnell was ready for everything, and he shut it down.
Swade forces the faceoff into the wall in the offensive zone. Here come the Spartans with speed. That's Ronayne to the middle. Davis, a backhand, sliding through the crease. Piros with the stop, and he jumps on top of it. Again, another close play for the visitors. 17:56 left to go in the third period. Can't give the Spartans this much room.
No, and it's a great stick lift there, trailing from Bannister. Otherwise, we might be seeing another one tallied to the scoreboard.
Davis just penetrated that offensive zone and got behind the defense, to his credit. Saney slaps the face-off. It'll stay in at the right blue line. Diaz looks for a shot, swings it around the boards. Paused underneath the red line, back for Diaz. Fakes the slap shot, gets a hit from behind. Saney with the lead, he's got speed. Patrick Saney shoots, and he puts it over the top of the crossbar. Just needed to keep it lower, and he had a good look on the horizon. Back the other way, the Spartans trying to take it down to their offensive zone. Jake Code forced into the wall. It's sent around the board. Saney not there in time as it's forced back in towards the corner. Davis off the glass as the puck was rolling on edge. Loretto back for Bowman. Swipes on a pass, fan on the first one. The second one is able to find a stick. And it was tipped down before center ice, and they're going to call this icing. And Aurora noticing that Theo Troon tried to get back to the bench and calling him out for that, so good for them keeping their heads up. No change allowed for the Bulldogs.
As that would normally hurt this Bulldog team, however, they've made a change relatively recently, so it's not like they've been stuck on the ice for a super extended shift.
Back-to-back icing calls.
That shift's starting to get super extended now, though.
Only a couple of seconds ticking off the clock there. 16:47 left to go in the third period. Bulldogs win back the faceoff. It's collected into the corner. Davis up top. Santa Lucia with a ripper that's over the top of the crossbar. David Clark turns back. Gives us time to make changes. Davis with speed, trying to hunt down the puck. Off to the near side wall as it pops out of the zone. Turning on it is Condor as it hops over the stick of Piros. Loretto will flip it to the neutral zone. Takes a bounce and through the legs of Sedlicek. Almost gave an opportunity for Nienhuis. Jacob, first man to the puck, takes a bump and crashes into a Spartan. As Jackson Hay, all by himself underneath the red line, this is thrown into the air. Nienhuis taken out, Bulldog bench again, barking for a call. Jacob will wheel up for Deeb. And we're going to get the delayed call here. Bulldogs will head back to the power play. We'll see if they can get Piros off for the extra attacker who now sees the arm up. Bannister will pull back. 15:09 left to go here in the third period. And it is now 6-on-5 with an empty net. Bannister to Jacob. Saucer finds Summers. Will gain the blue line over for Hannison. Shoots, stick save, the rebound picked up. Swede turns on it and puts it high. Bowman back low for Summers. They'll set up in the zone, and now it's touched up by Jacob Brockman for the whistle, but the Bulldogs will still have the man advantage for the next 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's a great job by the Bulldogs setting that up with the player advantage.
Let's see what they call here. No signal yet. I think they're saying it's a hit from behind, as Lucas Sedlicek is going to go to the box here. Have to sit this one out for the next 2 minutes. Now a massive opportunity for the Bulldogs. They were unsuccessful on their first power play. A couple of good shots, but couldn't hold on to the puck for too long. They'll try and cash in here. Amsball to Swade on the bumper. It's tipped out of midair. They call it for a high stick. Faceoff is going to come out to the neutral zone.
It's not the end of the world for the Bulldogs, though. You still have the player advantage. I think all you're thinking of here is just how to push this puck into the offensive zone, controlled, and set up something that'll work for you.
Swade pushes the puck through the scrum on the faceoff. And you hear Sedlicek tapping on the glass right in front of Swade. Some off-ice antics as there's a turnover. Code will dump it back into the zone. Amsball to retrieve it. 30 seconds gone in the power play for the Bulldogs. He'll march up the ice. Ian Amsball into the left wing. Drops it back for Swade through his legs. Clark on the backhand. We'll get a pass right back at the top of the blue line. Wrist shot deflected up and over the nets. And out of play. And again, some more stick tapping on the glass from Lucas Sedlicek, trying to get in the head of the Bulldogs.
I mean, that's all he can do right now. He might as well. It's your lone job when you're sitting in the box. It's a lonely place to sit, but if you can keep your team fired up, well, they'll pay you back by not giving one up.
Here's Clark to the bumper and Swade. Amsball distributes for Clark. He'll get a return feed. Cuts to the middle. It's poke checked away from him. Troon to the middle. Sharp angle shot. The rebound punched wide. The save from O'Donnell. As it's slashed around the boards, Stefelski takes a crunch from behind, and the Spartans are able to clear it down. Second power play unit will come out for the Bulldogs with 45 seconds left to go on the 5-on-4. O'Hannison to Jacob, connecting with Summers. Back through the middle. Hard area of the ice to make a play. Saney will flip it up into the air. O'Hannison steps on it. The stick save from O'Donnell as the rebound heads to the corner. Pile up along the wall. O'Hannison controlling for Jacob. His wrist shot blocked. And Summers trying to feed the middle. Schmidt makes some contact with him, and there should have been an interference call there, but 10 seconds left to go in the power play. We're not going to see one. And the Spartans just about have killed it off. Saney to Nienhaus, looking wrist shot. He shoots, and a pad save by O'Donnell. Summers doesn't see Sedlicek out of the box as he was making the play. Underneath the red line, gathering the puck is Saney as it'll slide over the line. Jacob will take a slash at it. Diaz will carry and drop it back, trying to find Davis. It's turned over. There's a wrist shot into the chest pad of Piros. He'll hold it for the whistle. 12:25 left to go here in the third period.
Yeah, and you talk about what should have been interference over on the other end as the spin shot there into the body of Piros. Diaz, I think he's expecting to be marked there. Otherwise, he's going to take his time and try to get a better look because he had all the time in the world. But Summers getting tied up there, I think the officials are almost insinuating Summers was the one at fault, and that's why you don't get a whistle.
Underneath the goal line, the stuff attempt stopped by the pad of Piros. Bowman looks up ice as Hallard is angled into the wall. To the top of the point, off the post and out. Another one ringing the iron. Driving on that play, that was Jackson Hay. Davis loses his footing as he tried to cut too hard. It's a slap to the boards, faking the slap shot, and out of the zone. Deeb will get to it, but O'Donnell fires this all the way into his bench, and they're going to keep the face-off in the offensive zone. And it's lucky he wasn't playing pro there, because had that been off into the protective netting and not in the bench, that would have been a penalty.
We've seen it happen here in the AIA before where I think it was Piros actually who just got a little bit too fancy with it, a little bit careless, and sent it up into the protective netting and got delay of game essentially.
Well, in collegiate play, there is no delay of game if you dump the puck out of the zone. Pass across over the boards in your defensive zone.
That's what happened on the Piros play.
But luckily for these goaltenders, they don't have to worry about that too much, but the long pass into the bench of the Aurora side. O'Donnell again will play it as we're nearing the halfway point in the frame. Bulldogs still trying to tie it. They're down by 1. Jackson Hay with good speed. Gets around Loretto. It popped over the air. And swatting at it was Loretto as he was able to catch a piece of it. But another offensive drive for the Spartans where they're cleanly just getting behind the Bulldog defense. It's not something that you see happen very often because Adrian's squad has been very tight the entire season. Brockman for Bannister. Dumps it low. O'Donnell stops forehand. Plays it backhand. That'll rotate to the opposite side. Brockman jumping to the middle, was looking for the home run pass, and again, O'Donnell will stop it. Plays it again on his backhand. Loose puck in the slot, picked up. Malika will glove it. The skew over for Amsbaugh. Can't control it, and it squirts out. Here come the Spartans. Ackle will get the line, and it's sticked away by Bannister. Summers through the legs of Saney. Keaton lips it right there. Amsbaugh throws it back on the backhand. Bannister, as it hits all the panes of glass and spins around. Malika shoots. It's blocked again. They'll try it once more. That pass off target. Saney can't find a backhand. His stick was locked in between a feet. Diaz back for Ackle. In the slot, shoots, and it's stopped by Piros. Back to the wing. Ackle goes back to work. Diaz tees it up. A slap shot stopped by Piros. And it was bouncing for a moment, but he'll hold it for the whistle. We get some more pushing and shoving. 8:57 left to go in the third.
Yeah, the Spartans might have missed a golden opportunity there as it seemed like everything was working in favor of them. That puck just ripped on Piros, who had it bobbling around there for a moment, and thankfully was able to cover it up. Otherwise, Spartans might have just added another one to the tally.
Bowman on the backhand, around for Troon as he's able to exit the zone. There's big rider Nienhaus heading after it. Bellucci to Bowman. Saucer to the middle. Troon is checked hard in front of the box. And we get a wrestling match in the neutral zone. Troon just did a leapfrog over Jackson Hay. Oh, Anderson has to hurry. Sedlicek right there with him. Here's Ryan Bellucci over the line, drops it back for Nienhaus, puts it to the middle, poked in front, it just goes wide. Another good look for the Bulldogs. Cross ice, Loretto shoots, blocked, the rebound kicked out. Loretto will pick it back up and send it for Clark. Clark looking shot, didn't like what he saw. Waits, releases, blocked in front. Double stack in front of O'Donnell. Didn't help the Bulldogs out there as this is lifted over everybody's heads. Clark will find a pass to Sorensen, who's fresh off the bench. Loretto stepping up to Sorensen. His shot deflected off a skate of Santa Lucia as it's thrown around the glass. Loretto stopped off the boards. A backhand up top. Clark gets to it first. Tefelsky on the wall. His pass is intercepted. And that's off the back of Clark. Here's a one-on-one impeding. Andrew Schultz with a shot, and it's stopped by Piros for the whistle.
Yeah, Loretto thankfully got back and cut off the Spartan attacking the crease there as we see the Sorensen deflection that gets sent off into the waning side, and Bulldogs just haven't been able to get much to work since that goal in the last minute of the second period.
Jacob taken out with a high stick. And I don't know how you missed that call. That was as obvious as ever. Swade with a good toe drag move around Many Gray Horses. There's a big hit there. Crunching in on Keaton Lipsett as he's getting refamiliar with his opponent. Saw them exchange some words during the second period. Swade, a heavy slap shot. Swade will follow up. Saney chokes up on the stick but can't find it in contact. Many Gray Horses across the lane looking for Davis. He's hit hard by Jacob. Up to the boards. Am's ball turns on the Jets, crosses over for Jacob. His shot sticked away by O'Donnell. The stick lift is there, but Summers finds the puck. Driving in, fans on the wrist shot, loose in front. Nothing there yet, still popping around, and it heads to the top of the blue line and out. Davis is able to clear. Summers leading the way to the middle. The backhand, lost in front. Clark trying to glove it down. Am's ball trying to find the offense. As Summers will throw it on nets. Sticked away. That bounced around. Almost found a soft area of the ice. Loretto is spun into a pretzel. Piros will have to come out of the net and play it. You can hear the groan of the Arrington Ice Arena as now a 2-on-1 for Aurora. Down in, crossing over, Pat save from Piros. It was broken up by a nice defensive stick. Ripped up the boards. Andrew Schultz will carry. Now it's Santa Lucia will cross over with Schultz. Doing it himself. Felucci forces it off of his stick. Troon hops off the bench as they were playing man down without realizing it for a second. Schultz pulls up, fakes the shot, off for Santa Lucia. Troon to one knee. The shot gets through, patted away by Piros. Loretto's stick was being held onto there. He wanted a call. 5 minutes left to go here in the third period. Handcuffed along the wall. This will give time for Aurora to make changes. They get two new skaters on the ice. You have to wonder when this is going to be blown dead, and there it is. What chaos on both sides of the ice.
Yeah, and both teams begging for calls left and right, just trying to get the whistle with how close this game is as we see that puck just take the odd bounce that all the AIA fans were moaning and groaning about. As I was saying, though, both teams just begging for calls from these officials.
Off the face-off. It's the Spartans who look to set up. Here's a cross-ice feed, and the Spartans find their third of the afternoon. Bulldogs lost the puck in their defensive zone, and Aurora makes them pay.
Yeah, just looked to get tangled up there was O'Hannison, and then the cross-ice feed found Piros. A little confused for the maybe easiest goal of the game so far.
I think Sorensen lost sight of the puck. He had his back to the trailer, who was in front of the net, had no idea where it was. And like you said, that's an easy goal for the Spartans. Saney gets worked hard, drops it back for Summers. Driving the net, pops up in the air. Saney tried to bat for it, and it doesn't go. Am's ball. There's a shot in the chest. Saney takes a whack at it, but it's held on to. 4:05 left to go in the third.
I think if you're the Bulldogs, now is the time to start pulling out all the stops. 4 minutes to go here in the third period, as it looks to be exactly what they're doing. Piros going to the bench area. Just about in every sport, they say 4 minutes is when crunch time starts, especially when you're trailing by more than one score. See it that way in football, basketball, baseball, and hockey, of course.
So an early goalie pull for the Bulldogs as Ryan Piros off to the bench for the 6th attacker, so it's 6-on-5.
Shots on goal has been a talking point of the game. It's within 3 right now, still favoring the Spartans, though.
Clark's shot gets blocked. He's going to have to hurry for this. Davis on his coattails. Am's ball recovers, connects a pass to Swade, who is up ice. Shooting for the empty net. Clark gloved it down. Davis for the empty net. It's blocked. The wraparound not there. And towards the empty cage again, it's blocked. Great efforts from Am's ball to deny the empty net goal. Will bounce around for Am's ball to Felski. Up off the boards looking for Saney. Now for Summers, he'll collect it. Back for O'Hannison. Am's ball. Skating over the Bruiser logo. 3 minutes gone. Am's ball turns on the wall to Felski. With his chest to the play. His pass doesn't get through as Nienhaus with a big hit on the boards. I'd like to see Nienhaus just park himself in front of the net to try and take away the eyes of O'Donnell. Nienhaus with a shot off the pad. Again to Nienhaus. Blocked in front. It's rebound loose. And it's covered up by O'Donnell. Nienhaus was right where he should have been. And again, the Bulldogs just can't find the puck luck.
Yeah, and the Bulldogs pulled Piros. The first 60 seconds of Piros being off the ice, it almost felt as if the Spartans had the player advantage instead of the Bulldogs, as they were playing in reverse for so long. Just unable to get the puck going forward. We've seen it in their power plays tonight too. The Spartans have done a good job being down a player and still being able to push the puck up the ice.
Bulldogs are going to take a timeout here to try and talk things over with just about 2:35 left to go here in the third period, down by 2. They certainly can do it. They got to find the back of the net quickly. We'll step aside for a brief moment and be right back. You're watching Bulldog Hockey on ACTV.
This is the Arrington Bookstore at Adrian College, the place to get game day ready, represent your clubs and organizations, and be Bulldog proud. With a wide selection of merchandise and a smile at every visit, stop by inside the Kane Student Center to pick up your Adrian College wares and make it another great day to be a Bulldog.
Welcome back inside the Arrington Ice Arena. Little time remaining here in this third period. Bulldogs trail 3-1. Alex Herman, Sean Whitmer up here in the booth. Happy to have you all with us this afternoon for the first game of 2026. Ryan Piros out of the net, 6-on-5, extra attacker for AC. Swade ties it up off the faceoff. It's still lost in a pile. Summers goes around the boards. Kirk will shoot for the empty net. This will be icing as it's sent all the way down the ice.
Bulldogs have to score here soon. They're they're watching time dwindle away and just crumble out of their hands. As
a broken stick for Jackson Kirk.
Interesting situation. Not quite sure how he didn't figure that out until right before the puck was dropped.
Amsball lays into one, a hard shot block there. It was Lucas Sedlasek who got right in front of that one. Saney is taken out and tabletopped, rolling for the empty nets. And the Spartans get the dagger. Jackson Kirk, his second of the day, just about ices it here for the Bulldogs.
Not quite over yet, but as you said, that's the dagger if you ever see one. Bulldogs did everything they could to stay in the fight for as long as possible, but the Spartans were just better off when it came to pushing the puck throughout this game.
This is sent to the middle. Off the post was Broda, all alone on a twisted wrister. Santa Lucia with a drive that gets blocked. Bellucci to Deeb. Can't get the pass off. They'll give him open space again. The backhand gets blocked as we reach 90 seconds to go. Around the boards is Jacob. And a whistle here as some more action, as now we got a tussle. And this is exactly what you don't need for either side, especially for Adrian. Need to take everybody that you can on the road to Aurora. Not have anybody get thrown out.
And Jacob just unhappy with some of the extracurriculars going on from these Spartans players, especially when you consider you're up by 3 with a minute and a half left in the game. There's no need for some of the extras happening on the ice. And
I think Connor Ronayne and Julian Jacob both just got tossed from this game. I don't think it'll be crazy penalty calls, but their afternoons are over, though not a whole lot of time left. .121 to go here in the third period in a quiet Arrington Ice Arena.
As everything looks like it's going to be a history-making moment here for the Spartans, at least for them in this matchup against the Bulldogs.
Bowman will stop it on the wall. And less than 60 seconds to go. 4-on-4 for the remainder of the period. Saney in on net, his wrist shot shouldered away by O'Donnell. Troon will knife for the puck, stops Davis from entering the zone. O'Hannison will pitch it around the boards. Now we're down to 30 seconds. Many Gray Horses, a great move over the blue line. Gets around, shoots, and a glove save by Piros.
Many Gray Horses just
still got more fighting going on. O'Hannison getting tangled up. Fists are flying. Everybody grabs a dance partner. Piros himself launching the puck all the way down towards O'Donnell,
who launches it right back, and
going to be some calls made here. At this point, really for both benches, the fisticuffs absolutely unnecessary. You still have a game to play in 2 days. Why, as either bench, would you want anybody in the box and potentially getting major penalties?
Yeah, and Many Gray Horses and Nick O'Hannison, even after they were walking to the bench area, you can see Nick O'Hannison pop his head back out to keep on chirping between these two, as things might be at their boiling point and just awaiting to spill over there on Sunday.
Still a lot of chirping going on in the box. Plenty of words exchanged between Many Gray Horses and Ben Loretto. Bowman will carry over the line, less than 10 seconds to go. Got to watch out here for in front of the box. Hopefully there's not a meeting of the minds after the final horn. Well, that's going to do it. Aurora will take a 3-game series lead on the season over the Bulldogs, with one more still to go this weekend.
Interesting that the officials felt the need to almost give Jack O'Hannison an escort out of the Aurora Spartans zone after his brother just went to the box. So, Bulldogs falling there. This is now officially the longest winning streak in the Spartans' history against the Bulldogs, with their 3rd straight win, and the first time a team has won 3 straight in this series since November 18th of 2023. That, of course, being the day the Spartans won their first game in this contest after the Bulldogs had won the first 24.
Well, a 4-1 final score, and not the start to the new year that the Bulldogs wanted, as the effort was there, but the result, unfortunately, not going their way. There's a lot to clean up for game number 2 of this weekend series. Slower start, couldn't follow up with the chances, and when you need the scoring, it was certainly absent. A lone goal from Frank Tefelsky is all we got from the yellow, black, and white. They're going to have to figure out how to find a better effort in 2 days.
Yeah, and you hit the nail on the head almost perfectly. The Bulldogs just didn't seem like they were giving it their all up and down the ice up until late, but then they were giving it their all in the wrong sense of the word. And this game Sunday, tempers are going to flare, it's going to boil over, and we're going to see things pop off quite early in the contest. I'd almost be willing to guarantee it.
Well, the Bulldogs will travel to Illinois tomorrow and have the evening to rest. They'll play on the 4th in just 2 days at 5 o'clock p.m. So you'll have to tune in to Aurora's broadcast to catch that game, but looking to figure out how to pick up a win and start the new year off a little bit better than today's game. Alex Herman, Sean Whitmer signing off for this afternoon. Aurora 4, Bulldogs 1. You've been watching Bulldog Hockey on ACTV.
Today's third stop for the goal and 1 assist.